What's up, folks? In today's video, I'm going to be checking out the Fifine SC3 audio mixer. This is a gaming audio mixer. You can use it for podcasting, content creation, gaming, streaming. I know I'm a little bit late to the table, but late is better than never. So if that's something you're into, stick around. So before we get into it, I will let you know that the fine folks over at Fifine sent this over to me for review. Regardless of that, I will be giving my honest opinion, and it will be all mine. They do not get to see the video before it is posted. So with that being said, no, that way. So going over the hardware that comes in the box, you get a USB-C to USB Type A cable. And it is a nice, generous cable. I can't even stretch as far as long as it is. So it's probably a good 6 foot. So there's a 3.5 millimeter cable for hooking up audio accessories, probably for like monitors, plugging it into other devices. And that also is probably about 5 foot, probably about a 5 foot long, 4 foot to 5 foot cable. I'm going to say 4 foot. And then, of course, you have the device itself. This, like a lot of these from different companies of this type, they're plastic. They're lightweight. When you grab them at first, you kind of start to go, oh, I don't know. It's really kind of flimsy. But I've come to know that just because they're light and plastic does not mean that they don't perform well. I've noticed that with different brands. So I got a feeling that this is going to be the same. It's probably going to do just fine, even though it doesn't feel like a big, heavy, bulky, expensive item. All right, on the back, you have the outlet to run your USB-C. This goes to your computer. Line out is going to be for stuff like speakers. It's an audio output. All right. And then right here is your headphones. Here's another line in to bring in stuff from, like, say, your phone or another audio device. The headset, this is to connect like a gaming headset. And then this switch right here is to switch between whether you have a condenser mic or a dynamic mic. And then right here is your XLR combo jack. And then on the front, right here, you have your 48 volts for running a condenser microphone. Right here is the electric tone control button, and that runs, that'll give you 12 different tones. And then these 4 buttons at the bottom, A, B, C, and D, those are your customizable touchpads. You can do stuff like changing, you can add different sounds to them, control recording and playback. And then right here you have the mute button for your mic. This is a mute button for the line in. This is to control your mic monitor. And then you have another mute button for line out. And then you've got these faders here on each one of those. Over here, you've got your voice changer button. There are, looks like 6 different voice effects: male, female, robot, monster, baby, and elder. And then over here, this is to control your RGB lighting. So now we're going to go ahead and dive into the features, like the sound, the different buttons that it has, and we'll jump right into that. Right here you have your 48 volt for running a condenser microphone. It's your phantom power. And then right here is 12 different electric kind of like audio filters. When you use these, it's just kind of like almost like auto tune. I'll go ahead and give an example. All right, so this is on I got to get my glasses just to see it. So it says dB, and the only time you really notice it is if you go like this. Hey, hear that? Kind of sounds like the auto-tune days. But you've got 12 different options. I'm not going to go through them all. I'll go ahead and turn that back off. And you just press and hold to turn it on, and press and hold to turn it off. And then right underneath that, you've got the custom programmable touchpads. You can record sounds, and all you do is press and hold, and you can record. You can also add like playback and like stop and play, like play and pause features. But I'm not, like I said, I don't game, so I'm just really just going to show you how you can record sounds to it. I would imagine you could assign sounds somehow, like music. You could have like your intro music or something like that. But I'm going to go ahead and just show you recording it. You just press and hold, and the light changes to white, and that's when you know you're recording. This is a sound test of the recording feature on the SC3. Then you just let go, and it should be recorded. And then all you have to do next time you want to use that is press once. And the light changes to white, and that's when you know you're recording. This is a sound test of the recording feature on the SC3. Then you just let go, and there it is. And you can do that with, you've got 4 different buttons you can do that with. So that's kind of cool. And then all through here you have your faders. This is for your mic gain. This is for your line in. This one is your headphone volume. And then this over here is your line out. And then below that you have, like right now I'm using the mic monitor, so it's monitoring my sound. The only thing I'll say about that is it has a slight bit of latency. I think it's a little better than the Miono G1 Neo, but regardless, it's still there. It's not horrible. You can get by with it, but you'll notice it. So if I turn this off, then I can't hear myself in my headphones, and then all you hear is that mumbled sound when you plug your ears, and that's not fun. All right, and then on the bottom you have mute controls for all of these different inputs. And then moving along over here, you have the voice changers, and the first one I think that it puts it on is male.
And this is male. The male always sounds way deeper than any male I've ever met. But this is male.
And this is female. So kind of sounds more like a little alien or a chipmunk, kind of like a chipmunk, but this is female.
This is robot. Robot is really hard to understand. It kind of just sounds like noise that sounds similar to words. And there's a little more latency. This one is called Monster. Like, but it sounds almost like robot with less reverb. And if you talk deep, it gets really deep.
And this is a baby. I didn't know that this is what babies sounded like. Who knew?
And this one is elder. This one reminds me of like some sort of infomercial or like an ad for some medication for achy joints. I don't know, something like that. This is elder.
And again, to use those, you press it once, and it'll go to the different ones. And then when you want to shut it off, just press and hold until the light goes back to whatever color you have set. And as you can see, I have so I've got it set to purple. And then you're just going to press that once, and it'll change. And each time you press it, it's going to go through all these different modes and all these different colors. This one's kind of like almost like a teal, blue, green. Then there's like green, yeller, old yeller. And this is like Skittles. All the colors of the rainbow. And it just kind of fades and changes and goes through each one of them. This is where it's going to go. The whole pad is going to be the same color, and it's going to fade in and out. This is more like a slow fade, same deal. It's going to go from different colors and just this slow fade. And then, oh, this one's kind of neat. So it's going like one at a time, changing different colors. That's kind of cool. And then we're back to solid colors. So there's what it has for features as far as sound quality and buttons and voice changing. This is what you get with the SE3 from Fifine. I have the SC3 plugged into my iPhone 16 Pro. Is the sound coming through on this video? And if it is, this is how it sounds. And you can actually hook this up to your phone. I can imagine that it would draw some power. I have my phone on a magnetic mount, so it's one of those chargeable magnetic mounts. So I'm giving it power while I'm using this. So you could do that. You might, if you didn't have a magnetic mount, you could probably put like an adapter, plug the interface into the adapter, and also have your power plugged in. That way you don't kill your battery. But this is how it works and how it sounds using the SC3 with a dynamic microphone on an iPhone 16 Pro. All right, so for those of you who have not set these up before, maybe just new getting into this stuff, this is pretty simple. When you get it out of the box, you're just going to plug it in there to the USB-C port on the back of the audio interface, and you can run that to your computer. It typically comes with a USB-C to USB-A. So if you're using Mac and you don't have, like newer Macs, and you don't have Type A ports, you're going to need some sort of an adapter. You can get those, or a cable that is specifically C to C. The only thing is you got to be careful sometimes using different cables. I've noticed with some of these interfaces, if you're not using the cable that comes with it, you tend to, not always, but sometimes you'll get like some feedback noise, or just the quality of the cable matters. So there's that. Again, ease of adjusting the audio levels and the effects. I showed you all that. It's pretty simple, pretty fun, especially if you're a gamer. You know, depending on your setup, it's got some cool options for like the lighting and the RGB. I'm using it in Streamlabs right now. It's compatible with OBS, Zoom, Discord. I mean, you can use it with just about everything. And you can get them for on Amazon right now for $42.49. Currently, they've got like a 15% off. Normally, it's $49.99. And it looks like in the past month, there's been over 2,000 purchased. So they're pretty popular. If you can deal with this little bit of latency, it's not bad. It's you can deal with it. I mean, it's manageable, but it's all up to you. Maybe something that drives you nuts, or it's you can deal with it. So keep that in mind. You're not going to get for under $50. You're going to have, there's going to be some sort of drawback. Regardless, it works well. It'll get you going, especially if you're, teenager, college kid, and you're just wanting to set up something cheap so you can game, and you can set up a good mic, change your voice, and have a little bit of fun. This could be the audio interface for you. So that's all I have for the Fifine SC3. If you got anything out of this and you enjoyed it, please give me a like. If you haven't subscribed already, I would appreciate that as well. I do gear reviews on just about anything that I can think of, or anything that I need or use in the world of podcasting and YouTube content creation, or just making videos. I enjoy this stuff. So if you enjoy it, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell. That way you get notified every time I upload a new video. And that's about all I've got. I will see you in the next video. He likes to sing with his SC3.
If I was a girl. Isn't that a song?
It's best for you. Hit subscribe. Don't forget to click the bell so you get a notification every time I update or every time I upload a new video.